The Sixers offseason outlook. They did fire Doc Rivers, which we all knew that was happening at some point. When he got hired, I said, he's gonna be out of there in about 2-3 years. They don't get tired of him. The Sixers lost to Boston Celtics in embarrassing fashion. Joel Embiid didn't show up for the last game. Neither did James Harden. James Harden had 1 foot out the door to get back to Houston because that's where he wants to be. He ain't trying to win no championship ring. He's like, wow, I'm finna go back to Houston, go to the strip club with little baby. You know what I'm saying? So we can. I'll be very surprised if Harden is back because I did see that he was the one that wanted Doc Rivers fired or out of there, which is ironic because literally months ago he was like, why wouldn't I want to play for a championship head coach? That's neither here nor there. But let's just say James Harden is gone. I'm just going to assume that he's gone based on all the reports and everything. The Sixers don't really have much left to offer in terms of like money. Money, like you're paying Tobias Harris. Who want to trade for Tobias Harris? Not me. I ain't doing it. Joel Embiid will be 30 next March. So he's towards the end of his prime. He gets hurt every postseason. And I mean every postseason he gets hurt. You have okay bench. You got Melton on the bench. Tucker's like damn near 40. What's it? Niang, he's trash. All these other players, they don't really matter. They're not moving the needle. Maxey is decent, but if you're gonna make a move to improve your roster, it's almost time to pay Maxey, man. Like Maxey, he shows up when he needs to, but he to me he's a third option. He's not your second option. He damn sure ain't your first option. I feel like because of his size, I don't want to invest too much time and energy and money into a 5'11", 6-foot player to be my dominant force on offense. He ain't Allen Iverson in Philadelphia. It's Tyrese Maxey. So with that being said, I'm curious to see how they go about the coaching search because you let go of Doc Rivers. The options out there are kind of few and far between. I know Trevor was in the comments. He said Bud to Philly. That to me is the same thing as Doc Rivers. I won my championship because of how well my players play. I had Giannis with a 50-point triple-double. They didn't win because of me. I'm a decent coach. I'm good enough, but they didn't win because of me. They won because of Giannis. They won because of Milton. They won because of Drew Holiday. So the coaching options, I mean, Monty Williams, if I'm him, I ain't going to Philadelphia, dog. Nah, I ain't doing that. I might wait on Boston to clear out Joe Mazzulla or something. I might go to Milwaukee with Giannis or something. I'm not going to the hellfire of Philadelphia. So the way that they can improve, in my opinion, what they need to do, I guess, they need to make a decision on where they are as a franchise. Look in the mirror and say, can we compete with Miami? Can we compete with Boston? Can we compete with Milwaukee? Can we compete with Cleveland? Can we compete with the Knicks? As it stands right now, Joel Embiid won MVP and they got out of there in the second round. To this day, he is the only MVP to have not made a conference final. Think about it. In the history of the game, he is the only MVP that has not made a conference final. Everybody else has made it there except for Joel Embiid. If I'm Philadelphia, I'm like, all right, man, let's just wipe it clean. Ben Simmons gone, James Harden gone. We let Jimmy Butler go to Miami. That's our fault. We made the wrong decision. Joel Embiid is 30. I know that I can get something for Joel Embiid, and I can restart the process, push it down the road. We can start it back over. We got the Eagles. The Eagles are good here. The Phillies are good here. Just don't worry about us holding the process 2.0.
You know, he had to say something about the Eagles, didn't he?
You know I do. You know, because we winning games. We winning games and championship. I say chips, but championship we won, and we were just in Super Bowl last year, so they'll be okay. But Philadelphia Sixers, I say new process. Get Joel up out of there. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but that's what I would do in order to get better for next year. They have no money to get better. Tobias Harris making 40 M's. Who wants Tobias Harris?
Let me ask you this, Savage, because you said that Joel Embiid is the first MVP not to go to the NBA Finals or Conference Finals.
Conference Finals, yeah.
Has there ever been a time when an NBA MVP has been traded in the same summer he was awarded MVP?
I feel like it has for some reason. I don't know why.
I feel like it has too, but I can't think of it.
I feel like it has. I'm trying to think. I'll look it up.
Okay,
that's a good trivia question, Loki.
Right.
But yeah,
and if it is cool, like definitely. But I don't think it has been, and I think it's about to happen. And what I mean by that is, shout out to my alien brother Trevor in the comments. as soon as they hired Daryl Morey, that was, I'm gonna use your word, Savage, hellfire. Oh, that's when all hell done broke loose. Hit that reset button, exactly. Which ironically, hey, Portland got a number 3 pick, and they got some pieces that can do good in Philly. Go ahead and ship Embiid out there with Dame. Maybe Dame won't take that $60 million. You know, maybe it'll take a little less because Big Joe out here, because the MVP out here. Now I'm just saying.
I got one to Wilt Chamberlain in 1968. He won MVP in 66, 67, 68, and he got traded in 68 to the Lakers from Philadelphia. Oddly enough. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, he gone.
Hey, man, the best happens on this podcast. This is the best basketball podcast in the world, man. Debate your mama. But no, it's time. Like, you got to reset the process. The process didn't work. Y'all tried it. It was unsuccessful. You got to look at yourself in the mirror. If hell done broke loose with that,
got another one too. Real quick, got another one.
Who is it? What's up?
Moses Malone won MVP in 1982. He was traded from Houston to Philadelphia. To Philadelphia. That's another one.
What a Philly connection right here. It's a Philly special. No cheesesteak.
It's a Philly special.
So, I mean, there's history of it with this organization. Of course, different leadership or whatever. But they have to know that the value is high. That's a 3 to Hardaway commandment. If the value is high, if y'all can't win, get what you can from.
If the value's high, let them fly. There we go.
The value high,
let them fly.
But both of them are Philadelphia connections. That's crazy.
Yeah, who would have known? But get them out of there. You got multiple teams that'll give you what you want for an MVP. Get them out of there. Reset. You got Tyrese Maxey. I think they're gonna pick. They chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, which pissed everybody off, as it should. And now Philadelphia, you gotta live in. You gotta live in Charlotte, New York. Perfect team for them. Perfect team, and you got the money in the markets. That's what I'm saying. This new CBA is gonna really mess up the league. Now it's really going to be players are going to have to go to bigger markets in order for them to team up with other players. That's going to have to happen in order for teams to be successful. Other than that, we ain't going to be seeing no 2-3 superstars on the team no more. Go ahead and loop up right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm stuck on stupid right now because I'm sitting here looking at these Philadelphia contracts like, what?
Crazy.
And they haven't even paid Tyrese Maxey yet. They haven't even paid, and he's going to collect at least $20 million. Pool wing is coming up for what? Joel Embiid?
Yes, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I would do that in a
heartbeat. If I'm Philly, I would do it for Philly.
I would do that.
Of course, as a Warriors fan,
me as a bandwagon Warriors fan, I am. I would do that in a heartbeat in Philadelphia. Add some pieces, add some picks to it, whatever you need to do to make that happen. That needs to happen. That needs to happen. Like, come on,
bro. They get Joel Embiid in freaking Silicon Valley. I'm done with the NBA. I'm like, you know what? All right, man.
And I seen that, brief rumors about Jimmy and Joel. This actually really started last season, I believe, coming to Miami, which I wouldn't mind. But I think Bam's been a little bit more of an accession this year. But listen here, if Joel Embiid is on the trade market, I believe right now that he is one of those players that you can trade the house for. And so if that's a Tyler Hero and Bam got to go, goodbye. Bring me Joel with Jimmy and let that work out. But it's all predicated about who is going to be the coach. Once the coach is established, then I believe we'll see more pieces moving around as in regards to what talent stays around. But yeah, to the point about Tobias Harris needs to get shipped off to, I don't know, the Jazz somewhere to where they can just eat his contract and get some players back.
The Wandong Tigers.
Yeah, anybody. Taiwan, Indonesia. You feel me? Somewhere. But he can't be making the second most amount of money. Even if James Harden was to sign his player option with Philadelphia, Tobias Harris is still the second highest paid player on the 76ers team. And y'all tell me, what did Tobias Harris do last series? Nothing.
Get paid.
He did. And then let's also, you talked about, is this 76ers team as constructed without, let's say, as constructed with James Harden, we'll say that this team didn't really compete against the Celtics. They got lucky on 2 shots at the end of game 1 and game 4 and caused overtime. And I get, what if. I know we're going to do all that stuff. But listen, this 76ers team is built to make the second round and bounce. That's it. And you can call it coaching. You can call it players. You can call it the Philly special. It ain't happening. Philadelphia is only going to be good for the football, I guess, because they gave them all the Georgia Bulldogs. And that's all we got. And so it's not like we about to get all the talent to Philadelphia for no reason. So, yes, I think Joel Embiid needs to be traded. You don't sign James Harden. If you're going to redo this, redo all of this. All of this. The process that was trusted back in 2014, we are now about to enter the year of 2023, 2024. This will be the 9th, 10th year of this. Then what's the process gotten us? Nowhere. Not even to the Eastern Conference Finals. What that sound like?
Can I ask you something?
I'm listening.
Because it's interesting that the more I think about Damon and Embiid, is the more I'm thinking like, is this going to be the next wave for the Western Conference? And what I mean by that, if a team is successful, then everybody's going to copycat. It's a copycat league. Everybody tried to mimic the Warriors. You can't mimic the Warriors. So now what we're seeing is, the best big man in the league, arguably the best player in the league with Jokic, a center, and Jamal Murray, a point guard. That's what you're going to have to build around. With that being said, the only thing that could possibly probably compete against them two would be a Dame and an Embiid. How y'all feel about that?
Depends on if it's in Portland or if it's in Philadelphia. That's why I feel like they have to talk. Portland and Philadelphia, either they going to take on Embiid or they going to take on Dame Lillard. If Portland does it, then it should get very interesting because they be in the same division. Portland
that's what I'm talking about.
That should be interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you Portland, I think that's the preference because Dame Lillard wants to be there.
That's what I'm saying. Daryl Morey is the general manager.
God damn it, too. This damn conspiracy. Now I'm the other way now.
Was I wrong about Chris Wallace?
You not wrong. You're not wrong.
I've never, as far as I've never been like, come on, man.
Now I'm curious. Now
and Elton Brand is still you need to clean house.